Okay, it is November 7th, and we're going to go ahead and get started with our Facilities Committee meeting, and we'll go from there. Let's introduce ourselves. Kevin Strobel.
Russ Jarrett.
Jason Withers.
Greg Cooper.
Mr. Scott, are you still on this committee?
Unless I got removed. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
And Mr.
Sorry.
Scott? No,
I
it's
was
good.
returning my pen.
Yep, it's all good. So we'll go ahead and get started. Jason, if you want to get started then.
No, I'm good now.
Sure, I have some visuals here to pass out.
There's still one last.
Are we going to? What are we starting with?
Snow RP.
Okay.
We're going to start with our snow RP.
Thank you.
So the first thing is Edwards did decide to pull out very last minute.
Okay.
They apparently got another contract that would take the majority of their power.
Okay.
So I held a bid meeting with Halters and Edwards, going over the new snow RFP. Proposals from both contractors were submitted on time and evaluated. Negotiations with both contractors were done over a 3-week timeline. Both contractors were graded off a Rubik scale. During negotiations, like I said, Edwards removed themselves due to the agreement of another business. Negotiations with Halters and an evaluation of our previous snow removal contract. I continue doing that with Halters. So I put some of that data on that sheet on the first page, with what we paid in the last contract. So if you see the highlighted items, Halters actually, in negotiations, came down even further in those 2 items than what we paid in the past.
Are we looking at, and I know Edwards pulled out, but I'm looking at Edwards year one. We'll just use we'll use backhoe 130 versus 190. Am I looking at that correctly? Is that the current bid then?
Yes.
Okay.
I do feel that Halters landscaping pricing is competitive. I've done this before for Walmart's, the same scenario.
Can I ask you a question? So for Edwards, I know it's immaterial now. There was a cost for the salt truck for Halter. It's included,
That is correct.
and was that's not listed in like the items under last contract. So is it also included?
It was also included on the last contract
Okay.
as well, yes. And I did go back and look at previous invoices and we never paid for it.
Okay.
The length of the new contract would be until June 30th. The reason for that is to merge the landscaping and the snow removal contract together. We would receive a significant savings when we put that out to RFP.
So in the future, whoever is awarded that contract will get both.
Correct.
Where do we store our salt, or does it not get pre-purchased?
The salt is here at the high school. Yes, it's here, so we keep it here at the high school. The trucks, that salt truck, he keeps at his shop.
And it's contained?
Mm-hmm.
Good
They
answer.
might not even be here this year, depending on if we get from the shop. Though.
I wonder. I remember us buying a shed or something for that, or cleaning one out for salt a couple years back.
That sounds familiar, but yeah.
Is there something over at the middle school?
Hazy.
I thought
Is
it
there
used-
something at the middle school?
It's in the shed here at the high school.
Okay,
No,
shed here at the
I
high school.
thought
But it
that
used to be
was
stored.
now,
But
but
it's by the bin blocks down there.
Okay.
Okay.
So Edwards would have charged us from start to finish an hourly rate to go
Yeah.
pick up the truck.
Right, no, I understand,
Ultimate
yeah.
trips.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it, and I wanted to provide you guys with the numbers. I'd like to get email on that.
Okay, I
I
mean,
don't have any other questions on.
I don't either. I mean, I see where the differences are, like without the salt truck being included and some different things, so. So the district's making a recommendation that we go forward with alters, which we agree with, so I agree. Any questions there from board members?
You want, that, we're gonna do a recommendation out of committee, I think that I would recommend that as well.
Yeah, that's where I'm going, yeah.
Okay, yep.
So let's go ahead and recommend it out of committee. Now, will that happen?
Correct. This would go as an added consent item for the 21st.
I called for snow on the 20th.
Who's calling for snow?
I saw snow in the forecast on the 20th.
Do you work for Halters on the side here? Is she like one of your?
Do we have no contract?
That's correct. It expired on the 31st.
You,
Correct.
there's no snow.
I swear it says.
Wait, I believe
What's
you,
that
and because you're
location?
saying it, and we're sitting here going, no, it's going to happen, so.
I guess it'll be an FID day, because we don't have anybody to take care of it for us, and then we'll be doing a Zoom meeting that night.
Oh, now that you bring that up, what happens in the case where we have snow and we're not at that contract point?
We would have to contract. like,
For a daily.
For a daily item. And hopefully, whoever we approach for such a thing, just randomly out of the phone book, which doesn't exist anymore.
Is there a
Would
reason,
be somebody who would be kind and
we
give
do
us
this
a
just
reason.
for voting?
is there a reason we wouldn't be able to bring this up sooner for a vote?
For those
I
hourly
agree.
rates.
If
I mean, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't just bring it up for a vote sooner.
well,
Yeah.
you would have to, we didn't advertise for
Okay.
a voting meeting.
I got you.
You would have to you would have to get the board's agreement to have a voting meeting.
I got you.
and have a
I think it's fine
conversation.
to leave it
No,
at the
I
21st.
understand. It's 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
Me and Strobel can go and remove the snow.
Where's the snow?
My kids better be in school on that day.
Why are you looking at me? Look at
When's the
him.
snow?
I tried to get the committee
I
to vote.
definitely recommend alter. I mean,
Yeah, it's not going to be an issue.
in the past, they were extremely aggressive and helpful with getting everything.
I'm sure we'll work it out.
Is this on the 20th? You're seeing rain and snow in the morning?
And the afternoon.
Let's move on.
Yes. Next.
Can we get the weather forecast?
Selling disposal of non-used kitchen equipment.
So we have 4 kitchen
Hey,
equipment
good.
items that we currently do not use, and they're in great shape. I do have all the specs on those items, and I would like to discuss putting them up on Unicy bid. I do have the web address for that as well. These items don't get used or have ever been used, and we don't need them.
What are they?
One's at Monocacy.
A what?
It's at Monocacy. I have all the locations.
Okay.
So it's a double burner stovetop.
It's never been used.
No,
Why?
they don't use it. They don't need it.
Why did we buy it?
Well, yeah, why?
I don't know.
He probably didn't buy it.
He wasn't here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. We're not going to figure that one out.
So at the middle school, there's a roll down fridge number 2. So there's 3 of them. There's one that's not needed. There's nothing in it. And then there's a skillet steam table.
Roll down, is that the kind where it's got the window and then there's display areas? Okay.
Yeah. And then there's a skillet steam table. We don't need it.
Again, these are brand new, never used.
They're not used.
So what are we doing with them?
And you said there was a 4th thing?
Yes. So at the high school, there's also a skillet steam table, and I've seen it, and it looks brand new.
Okay.
So this is then this
I would guess.
We'll
So
sell it for us
I'm
and sign it.
proposing to put so Municipal bid, it is a online auction service for government agencies, schools, and authorities. And it's my understanding in the past, we put items up on this.
So, just like for my notes, I have a roll-down fridge at the middle school. At Monocacy, I have a double burner. And the skillet, what is it? Skillet what?
Steam table.
A skillet cleaning?
The high school.
Steam.
Steam table. Oh, okay.
I'll review here. So the high school has a skillet steam table.
Okay.
The middle school has a roll-down fridge.
Yep.
And a skillet steam table.
Oh, and gotcha.
I have a feeling that at some point in the past, it was considered that those items were standard issue and required at school buildings, and that certain aspects of food prep have changed and been simplified, and that's why we never needed
I
them.
thought it was just the floor.
That was the best sell description I've ever heard. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It was. You're probably right.
Is that wrong, Mr. Hurley? I mean, I assume that's
I
why.
have no idea. why
Yeah,
that
you're probably right. There was probably a standard list of equipment we had to get at one point or something. So, do we know what they are new versus what we think we can get and all that kind of good stuff? What's the fees?
I'm still working with
Gotcha.
Vicky on that.
Mr. Hurley's gonna pick up his
She's very,
pickup and pick his
versed in
stuff
that.
up for home.
It's a great idea to launch some of the stuff we have laying around that's not being used. Get down to the basement sometime. No.
Oh, I have. Then we have middle school roof repairs. So Tremco is who we have a contract with. We contracted them with a 15-year contract for all of our roofing repairs, and that contract does expire in the middle of next year. So they gave me 2 prices for the valleys. I also have visuals as needed for those as well. And they can do them pretty quick. Like I can call them tomorrow and they can come out next week. And it's still leaking every time.
There's 2 different roofs that need the help, or is it one roof, 2 valleys?
It's 2 valleys on the main roof in the middle school. It's a total of 3 square feet.
Pardon?
3 square feet.
Okay.
So it needs shingles, underlayment, and wood.
In a 3 square feet area?
Correct. And every time we get a decent amount of rain, it comes through.
And how many millions is that going to cost us?
Millions?
It's just like a door. That's all I can say.
It's not,
Yeah, just look at it.
Tremco is not making anything off this. It's 98% material costs.
How much? What are the 2 prices?
So they started at 7 and some change.
7,000?
Correct.
Down
I
to
negotiated
5.
down to $5,497.73. This is the same shingles, the same underlayment, and new OSB.
It's currently leaking now, right? I don't know. That's a no-brainer. From we got a hole in the roof, we got to patch it. So,
Yep.
any objections to accepting?
What's the difference between the
50?
7,000 and the 5,000?
That was their labor. That split in there, the $7,000 was all their labor. They're not making anything off this. This is all materials.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're recommending WTI?
Correct.
Okay, at, what is it?
And doing this should give us another 4 to 6 years out of this roof.
Okay.
When do we have to sign this new
And
agreement?
this is with Trenco.
Tremco.
Tremco,
Correct. So
And do you want a review? I don't know, that's like,
I would absolutely, I would. I know there's a lot of other schools that have contracts with these fellows. They do a great job.
It shows me sometimes when you get things like this.
Their pricing is on point.
Is this the first time we're repairing the roof in this particular area?
This is not.
Excellent. So you said it's a valley, so
There's
so that
two valleys, correct.
Okay, so there's a standing water and drainage issue right there.
It goes right down.
Yeah,
So
okay.
if you walk into the front of the building, there is a trophy case. And it actually, during a hard rain, drips right down through the trophy case. And we have trash cans in there. There was another roofing contractor that my predecessor hired, and we paid them to fix it, but they didn't fix it.
I have a question. This doesn't have to do with the roof, but in the middle school, the floor on the main floor is all pitted inside.
We're gonna be here for hours if you wanna talk about the middle school floor.
What happened?
When that thing was done, we should have stopped.
Oh.
They didn't give it enough cure time to dry before they moved things across and got people on it, so it ruined the flooring.
Oh.
Somehow moisture got beneath that floor as
Been
well.
there since it opened.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah.
When I walked through the middle school, it was like, wow,
It's
this
a shame.
It is, because
so it's better now.
They rushed you to school.
Just-
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, not that I would have them come back, but
I actually called, I'll be honest, and they're not in business anymore.
I'll bet.
I'm talking about the previous people on the roof. I'm back on the roof, man. Yeah, I'm back to the roof. You know, somebody fixed this 2 years ago?
They fixed it in February.
In
And
February?
This year.
I met with those people twice.
Okay. is this a Suber's issue for us? I mean, at one point or another, we just can't keep saying we accept that it's bad work and we're sorry, we paid you 10 grand, it didn't work.
They saw a school district and they saw dollar signs. They didn't do it. I walked in that roof, I'm a roofer, this is work, that's my background. They didn't do anything. I mean, it was a valley, maybe a square and a half of shingles, but it's more than that. You gotta go underneath the shingles.
Right.
You got to build it up on the sides, right? You got to get that, the under.
You could, that's even.
I just went through this at the club, so
Many times the amount of cost if you want to frame and build up.
How long is this work that they're going to do be guaranteed, is what I'm asking,
That's a
so.
good question. For the life of the shingles.
For the life of the shingle, this company. The other
So
company,
JF shingles,
Right.
JF shingles are 20 years.
is that for labor and material?
It's just the shingles.
Just the shingles. So if the shingle fails, so if the
Then I
My
called
question,
JF.
my question is, just, again, you don't want to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Definition of insanity, right? So this company, Trenco, the company before, we got zero guarantee for a year, 2 years. Is there any guarantee from Trenco on the work they're getting ready to get done for the repair of the roof?
Yes.
And that is just the shingles, no labor?
We can get labor guarantee if we sign a new, obviously if we sign a new contract.
Okay, I think that's probably not a bad business practice as we get things repaired like a roof, that we should at least get a year. I mean, probably longer, but I mean, I don't know from a commercial roof standpoint. It's been years since I had to deal with a commercial
but we
roof.
should look at the agreement, right?
Yeah, we should look at the
Commercial
agreement.
roofs are typically the life of the like JF shingles are 20 years.
Yeah, the shingle, yeah, the material, you know, so if the shingle fails, I get it. The shingle's not failing, it's the work that's going to fail, typically. So, I mean, we had nothing with the previous person. They're out of business also, right?
Yeah, no, the previous roofer is still in business. I met with them, and I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan. So
Okay, I mean,
So
was
when
there,
did you say that they did this?
February.
the brief
Just in
in
February?
February. Yeah.
so was
So you're not a fan,
Oh no, I can come back and fix it. I don't trust them to fix it.
I know, I get
so
that.
it's your choice not to bring them back.
Correct. If you guys want to bring it back, we'll bring it back.
It's not whether we want to bring them back. We shouldn't be paying for it twice. Is where I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, that's my biggest concern is, and I get it. So if we have to have somebody standing there watch them do it right, that's not what we want to do. But you know,
Did
it's
they
five.
say they'll fix it for free?
Trenco.
No, the other company that messed it up.
The original, the February company.
So the company in February, I met with them. I did a walk around on the whole entire roof, and they put together a false report claiming that we need to contact our insurance company because we have hail damage.
Hail damage.
There's no hail damage on that roof.
Wow.
I even called a guy that works for an insurance company, and he came out and he did a 3-hour inspection, and I bought him lunch. There is no hail damage on that roof.
So, to your point,
by
Kevin,
my
we
house.
go-
why would you want to deal with that company?
Why?
even
I
though-
just we're paying twice, and so
I-
we should
I
have
get that,
we
but
should
you
have
can't
something.
trust-
So in some cases, you have somebody else repair that roof, and we charge them back. Now we
So-
probably might get the money, but you
Oh.
can make it painful.
We
for
haven't
them.
mentioned their
I'm
name.
just saying.
But I would say they're being a little shady too. The fact that I'm half kidding about this, but somebody came to our neighborhood like 6 months ago, and half our neighbors got new roofs because of hail damage.
Yeah.
We haven't had a hailstorm up here in like years. Somehow I didn't get it, but that's another reason I'm annoyed.
Yeah, May 22nd, there was a huge one, and my roof's being replaced because, and I actually had two other companies come out.
Oh, it's that same group. I'm sure.
No,
it is.
I had a
But-
company,
but
come
it
out.
was
'cause I
also
didn't-
shady
I was like
too.
you. I thought it was a little shady, so I had a separate independent company come out, and there was proof where
No,
it
my
damaged
company
it.
didn't
So
do anything.
They're called storm chasers. and
they are
this is
storm
what-
chasers. I get it, but that's not who I went
This
with.
guy is a Craigslist storm chaser.
No, I got you.
Okay.
So we don't want to claim our insurance, but we also, you know, again, we had a company, reputable company, they're still in business. There has to be some type of guarantee with them.
Tremco strictly deals with high schools, or schools, colleges,
Right.
Walmarts, Target, Best Buy. I mean, this is what they do, and it's their employees. They don't. It's not a sub of a sub of a sub.
I think he's telling us he doesn't want to work with that.
No, I mean, I want to go with Trenco. I just want to know if we can contact Subers and find out if we can, you know, if there's something we can do.
Of course, for the work that,
Yeah, they didn't do the job. They didn't do the job right. There had to be some type of guarantee. It's February.
I think
7
we paid them $1,500.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember from their
Oh, yeah,
February
they
repair.
1,500 to 5,000. Okay, I get it. There's a difference in the amount of work that got done. I got it.
So when did it start leaking then?
Since I started here.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So well, 2 weeks ago we had it 40.
So you have to wait for us for 2 weeks to vote on that too? So maybe we make this,
I don't think I don't think we're going to get anything that there's the scope of work is completely different for 7,000 versus 1,500.
So if you take
I see what you're
two,
saying.
You know what I mean? We should
well, it's
just.
not worth the fee to even probably chase them.
No, I know, I get it. I'm up for just going with Trenco. That's who we trust and that, and so hopefully we can get some type of guarantee in writing, and it's part of our contract or
But
whatever.
we have to sign the contract. So you're going to bring that to our next meeting, or how will you see that contract?
you have a copy of it.
I don't have a copy. He has.
Okay. Okay, we'll get a chance to look at it. But I think the
Chances are good that, when we were brought the scope of work like a year ago, because of the low price tag, we might not have been asking quite as many aggressive questions, because it was a low price tag. But I do think that just, from the response you're getting here, I think that it makes sense that in the future that you should
Nothing in
be looking at these things, like how long is the work guaranteed for. I would like to have an idea, like how long ago was this problem was attempted. You have those answers, which is great, but I think you're going to continue to hear those questions for those things that occurred before you got here, and maybe just standardize that part of the contracts that we're putting in with new companies, so we are protecting ourselves.
I don't see anything in here in regards to a warranty, so it might be something we want to add prior to doing that. Because
Do you have another copy of that proposal, Jay?
you can look at it. There's 3 titles, none of them say warranty. But at the end of the day, I think we really should do that because how else do we hold them accountable for it unless we have something in writing that says,
Right.
you're
worth doing?
guaranteeing
And
this work that you're going to fix the job.
There's no labor charge to put these on this time.
This is
time period.
materials.
This is just all strictly materials.
No, I get it. I get it.
Because Trenco is the company we had a contract.
I asked them, I said, we have a contract with you, why are we going to pay $2,000 whatever?
Right.
And he said, you're right.
And they,
No, you did good. I'm just looking down the road. We no longer like Trenco anymore. I'm not going to think that it's going to happen. But we just really should probably have some type of guarantee. Like if we have a furnace put in place, there's a guarantee that it's going to work and heat or cool, whatever the case might be for whatever period of time. And usually, if it's not in the contract, you got nothing. And so
You're stuck.
that's all. So just a food for thought. But any objections to moving forward with the 5400 and James for that?
No. So we'll vote for that in the next meeting.
Okay.
On the 21st.
And thanks for your work on this too. I mean, it's right. Fixing the roof's a good thing. No leaks.
Everybody wants to see copies.
Yeah. How
But
many
you
have?
will,
I'm not
Yeah,
interested in
I'll
watching
take what you have
That's
next to it.
interesting.
but you will add something to that and send it to us. Let us know what the warranty would be on it.
All right. You'll email it to us?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Safety security fence.
So I want to have a discussion about adding a safety security fence at Monocacy, and I do have visuals as well.
Thanks.
do you want? What do you think?
Thank you.
We've identified students
Are you in this?
can play in the student drop-off pickup road and close to the loading dock. So if you see there's a road that goes down to the behind the school, and that's parent pickup, right?
Oh.
So I've witnessed students playing there. Also, there's a loading dock on the left side. You see that as well. So I can highlight where the fence will go, and that is where our deliveries are. So that's our food deliveries, Coca-Cola, Crystal Waters, any delivery that's scheduled.
So at any time during the day, like students could be out there at recess and
Correct.
and trucks driving in deliveries. Okay.
That is correct. And myself and our director of security, Jeff, did a pretty extensive walkthrough. We measured everything out, and we took a look. And even there's cones up and stuff, but I witnessed somebody driving right over a cone last week. So.
Safety first.
Is the fence going around the playground?
So, yep,
It's like
correct.
4 feet tall?
Yep,
Okay.
chain link fence.
Chain link fence.
Yes.
said 4 feet?
Yeah, just a little forward, right? Yeah, it's forward.
No barbed wire on top or anything like that?
No.
Armed guards out front?
It's past.
Put a tower up there with a guard. So it's
This
protected.
is Exeter.
You know, it's a deterrent. It's a deterrent from them just walking across. It makes sense.
It's protecting the students and staff. So there are teachers out there as well, and regardless, we don't want anything to happen.
Is there egress? 1 or 2 of them? 3?
I mean, I'm just trying to get.
No, what I meant by that is there a gate if they want to get out? They can.
No.
There's no gate. Okay.
So I believe the fence.
But it doesn't go all the way around, right?
Is that going to be an issue when there's a fire drill?
It will not be, because we verified that a fire truck can go down that way.
No. If there, do any students exit from the area that would lead into the?
No, this would not.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So
You know,
the
like,
line in the back of the school, and there's plenty of room.
that's never used as an exit for a fire drill.
It's not
That's
blocked.
all I want to know.
It's not blocking the road, right? It's just it's fencing in the playground.
That is correct.
Okay, from-
I just wanted to be, I meant when.
No, you're right.
children
If
leave
they
the
come,
building,
absolutely.
Well, you're bringing up a good
Stuff
point.
there.
What if the kids are playing?
That's what I meant by if they're egress.
So that light post,
Correct. It's
right, and the back of it is open.
That is correct.
Right.
Oh, the back's open. Okay.
The
okay.
back's
Oh,
open.
Okay.
starts
So
at
it
the
literally
wall
goes to that post,
and
Kevin.
goes
I
all
got
the way
you.
around.
I got you.
So, we're just paying, are we paying for, will we be paying for materials and then paying Halter to install?
Correct. So it's $4,500.
For the materials?
That's everything.
Oh, that's
For the
everything.
Materials, which is
Okay,
200 feet of fence.
4,500?
Do we get the labor free since we have a deal with them? I'm just messing.
You have to go help.
Bring back that
Okay.
RFP number.
Kevin and I will be there. Yeah.
Bring me the live wire.
40 an hour, which if you call A1 fence, they want 90 an
No, I
Oh,
got you.
I'm sorry. I'm just totally kidding.
No, I'm kidding.
hour.
Any objections to a fence being put up?
Yeah,
No.
Anybody? No. And
all right.
fire alarm.
All right, ready?
No.
Fire alarms, it's like the bane of my existence.
It's like doors.
During our last fire drill here at the high school, it was discovered the fire alarm in the D wing, which is 2 hallways and 11 classrooms. It did not go off. So right away I called SSI, who is our contractor for our fire alarm specialist, and they came out the next day. The panel is the original panel and setup from when our school was built.
In the 60s?
Correct. It just moved on.
Just like that line?
No, we're not buying it.
Wow.
So
I can't believe that we still had anything like
it's
that.
not communicating, so there's a newer panel which is up front in the front of the building. It doesn't communicate with any panel.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Wow.
So there's 2 phone lines hooked into it. One for
Sorry.
no, it's one for fire and one for police. They don't work.
Uh-huh.
It's a
So
phone
I have
line?
to call the phone company to evaluate that as well.
Okay.
So
Can't you do it cellular? No.
No.
No, it has to be done the same way as the rest of them.
Yeah, the rest of them.
you
have-
have to have it's
How much?
Okay.
How much is it?
I have a meeting tomorrow with SSI to discuss the price and how we would do this.
So it's a D wing.
Correct.
Also, they have to work if they have to work if we don't, they have to work if we don't have power.
Exactly.
Which is why they have to be a
Okay.
line.
Well, no, I just updated my alarm system last year, and it's now connected cellular to the company. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Sorry, we currently, right away, we put some measures in place. We have security working extra. We're doing walkthroughs of the area. I have a device that's coming here on Thursday. It was not expensive. We're going to put it in the D-Wing, and I can actually access it from my cell phone.
And that'll be what, temporary, or that's the permanent?
That was temporary.
That's the temporary.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it was not expensive at all.
Wow.
And that way I can check if there's a carbon monoxide or fire alarm in the D-Wing. I will get all the alerts myself. And I live 3 minutes down the road.
Once the determination of the phone line issue is dealt with, I forget who provides our phone service. Is it D&E or is it the local company, Windstream?
It's Windstream.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry.
so
Oh,
once
well, there you
that's
go.
determined,
No, we want to wait.
SSI do everything else?
Yes.
Are we still with Windstream?
Well,
I thought we moved from
Windstream will need to come in to connect.
They handle the wiring.
Okay.
Yeah, Windstream does
The
that.
rest of the fire alarm, is that through a phone?
Yes, because it's so old.
Okay.
Well, it's time.
Yeah.
So
here's the
we're
thing.
just going to connect into that system, is that correct? So it's
What
all
we're
one?
going to do is we're going to mirror the system we already have. We're not going to go brand spanking Cadillac, right? So what we have right now is what they're looking for. So we can just continue it. The same panels, the Simplex Cornell 4500 panels,
Right.
everything will be identical.
Maybe panels that aren't like, it's almost 70, 65 years old.
Correct.
That'd be great.
And they will all communicate, the main panels and the sub panels, and
They don't-
we'll know how to use
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
They qualify for a discounted cost to get in the football game. The panels, because they're
It's true.
So we have the tag.
But they don't wear out either, so I mean, as long as they're working and they're good working conditions, the key, right?
Yeah.
You know,
So
but I'm with you.
Mr. Withers, basically, we're asking for a total rewire of this part of the building, not just the D-wing, but the entire
Everything from
building
the
over
D
here.
over, yeah.
From the D over this way.
We can, yeah, I'll get a price for both, just the and then for everything. We'll call it an upgrade. I mean, it's not
Is the wiring the issue or is the panel the issue?
both.
Yeah.
Okay.
He brought a laptop in, he tested everything.
I got you.
He actually put a tag on the panel saying that it's not operable.
I got
What's
you.
the time frame to get this fixed? If we agree or everything.
I'll have everything tomorrow.
So how, do we have to vote on that? That's something you can
I'll
do.
have a meeting with them tomorrow.
No,
So you can email that
Once we get the pricing for it,
For the temporary.
No, that's coming
No,
Thursday.
exactly.
That's done.
for wiring it, I would place it on as an added consent for full consideration of the board to make action on the 21st.
Right.
Do we want to wait that long for her?
Well, he has a temporary solution in place. He has a temporary solution, yeah.
I control the temporary solution, so
Okay.
we have a monitor that goes right to my cell phone.
Okay.
I'll have it Thursday set up.
I
So
mean,
we won't
that's
have a
what
price.
that's what fire drills are for. It's to test our readiness and the students' readiness, but it's also to test the equipment's readiness. So that's what they're doing.
How often
And so,
are they tested? How often are they tested?
once a month.
And then we have security doing fire watches all throughout the day, and then if they're actually in the evenings or.
Jeff is on this.
So you say that whole
Jeff
station
is
right
on
there
it.
doesn't work?
I know.
He's gone.
Indeed, we're not indeed.
I mean, it looks like it's.
Makes you wonder, what the hell
What
happened over the last
what
10
we'll
years,
do is,
last year and a
I'll include
half?
pricing in the facilities portion of my update this week, just so everybody can see what the cost is.
Right.
Once we get that from Mr. Withers.
Makes you wonder, like,
How long has that
6
been out?
months ago, how long's it been out? You know?
Yeah,
Well,
what happened?
Well, thank God nothing happened.
No,
so here
yeah,
we
no,
are.
it's that's water
Yeah,
under
but
the
I
bridge. You
agree-
can't
I
fix
agree with
yesterday,
you.
but you know.
I agree
And
with
so
you.
the piece you have going
Wait,
in
you
place.
said
It
it
tests
does
every
it once
month.
a
It's
month.
required. We do a fire alarm.
What happened to it the month before?
the month prior, and
So it
Yeah,
may,
operating.
so the month before was fine, and then it just went,
Oh, okay.
2 months before that, there was a light that didn't go off on the second floor.
Okay.
But that got fixed right away now.
Right, I got you.
do we need new doors somewhere in there?
No,
Just-
that makes sense. Okay. So you get back to us on the price for, what is the price of the temporary?
Jeff Scott's listening right now.
$50.
Wow, okay. You're right, that's insignificant. I got you. Generator repairs.
So they were completed. I did bring them up in the last meeting. So twice a year, our generators get inspected per the contract. The middle school just needed a battery, a gasket, some coolant, thermostat. It was only $157.45. They tested everything. Everything's good.
That's just, do we test all of them?
Yes.
And
yes.
that was the only one that issue?
Yep. Twice a year they come out.
I've asked you this before, but I forget the answer.
So there was really only
Because
there was one problem you said for $857?
Yeah,
800.
Yeah,
It's
what?
Gens or G and.
I know who they are, yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember. And I've asked this question before as well. Are they all natural gas, gasoline, diesel, mix of all of them?
They're all natural gas.
They're all natural
Yeah,
gas.
they're all natural gas.
Okay.
So diesel would be bad.
No, diesel's fine.
No,
Cost-wise. Cost-wise.
Exactly.
Yeah, oh, yes. Yeah.
Transition house issues. That's never a good sound.
Seriously? Didn't we just spend a bunch of money on that place? Okay, never mind, go ahead.
And we,
Tell me all about it.
and
you're just full of good news tonight.
So, I'll be up front here. It's been 2 weeks. We'll count. Today's Monday. 2 weeks and a day since I've had an issue. So, there's 3 restrooms in the transition house. 2 of them we're not using. One, they have a usable restroom, so they're good. It's not really designed for what the situation. And on top of that, there's septic issues that have been going on for years. There's 2 tanks that get pumped on demand. So if they get full, I call somebody, they come out and pump them. They're not very big. I met with 2 plumbers, and the best thing to do is to eliminate the problem, is remove one restroom. There's one in the basement that we don't even, that never gets used. So eliminate that and tie into the public sewer system.
Yeah, why, so it's,
They're constantly having clog issues, drain issues. So they'll come in the morning, let's say 8 o'clock, they'll use the bathroom. It'll, just the one they have, and it won't drain, it stays clogged. By the end of the day, it goes down.
so what would that entail, taking the line that,
What's the transition?
getting rid of the one that goes
No
to
idea
the
what
septic
we
system
support, do you?
and taking it out
I have
to
no
the
idea what it
street,
is.
right? So that's like, what, 75 feet maybe?
I know we just
Everyone else
fixed
knows.
this.
I think it's 100.
Oh, it's 100
Yeah,
feet.
so there's a lateral there already. I have spoken to the township. There's a lateral that we can connect there. I have 2 prices from 2 plumbers, and I actually met with an engineer because we just redid the asphalt there.
Yeah,
So the engineer is helping me try to figure out how to not rip that up, how to go around and tie in.
and go maybe straight out
So
instead
you'll
of.
go straight out and in front of it.
This might be a silly question. Where is and what do we do with the transition house? I have no idea.
We have no
It's
idea.
when you turn from Chestnut Street, it's the house, it's the house that's right there on the right-hand side.
Oh, it looks like a home.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I know what that is.
What do we do with
We
it?
repaved it last.
What is it?
But what do we do with
It's
it?
an area where we have some kids that go to other.
There's about 11 students in there and 2 staff members.
Rob, can you kind of share what the transition house is for?
Yeah, it's rented from the IU rents it from us. That transition house was purchased when the stadium was built as a requirement from Union Township. They would not believe it. It was one of the zoning things, as well as doubling the size of that front parking lot. They required us to purchase that property. The school district had it in condition when they redid the whole stadium over there. So that's why we have it. It was rented out as a way of getting some revenue from it, at least get something. And usually we have at least one of our kids is trained. It's a used for kids with extraordinary special needs who are beyond their senior year, which they're allowed to be at school to 21. It helps them get from a school environment transitioning into adulthood, and a lot of times in assisted care of some sort. So that's
I had no idea.
And we own it outright and we rent it out?
Yes, we own it and we rent it.
Okay.
Have we ever did like an inspection, like
Yes.
recent, like from top to bottom, so we have an idea of what condition it's in? When's the roof going to be replaced? Any of those? Do you know what I mean? I mean, what kind of condition is the house in?
We've been dealing with it by, how often are we currently on demand having the septic system pumped out?
I'm over there every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it used to be like we would do it 2 or 3 times a year. So the problems are
Wait, can
getting
you pump
worse.
every 2 weeks?
No, I'm personally over there. Since I've been here, we've had it pumped once.
Okay.
What's pumping it cost, like $750, $800?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, clear. So it looks like there were scheduled pumps that the facilities directors before me had, but my pump was an emergency pump, so it was a little bit more than that.
Okay.
It just can't keep up with the usage.
It's 11 people.
It's not designed.
Yeah.
to be-
Yeah.
How much
you're
usage
looking
are they
at-
doing?
You know, you're looking at,
You're
you know,
looking at
it was
something
a residential,
small.
it was a residential use, and now it's, you know, more
Now
crossed
it's
over
got
and more
like
of a commercial.
A dozen
Right.
people in it every school day, you know.
No, I
And
get
so
it.
That's a different kind of use.
Yeah.
And if there's only one workable toilet, that's not really feasible.
You said it was 2.
So there's 3 total.
You're gonna
One
take
is
one
in the
out.
basement that nobody uses. One, the bathroom is marked off not to use. Because if they use them all the time, back to back, it just gets really bad.
Okay. Do you have an idea what it costs to connect into the, and is there an IDU for that, to be able to connect in?
Yes, there's a lot over there.
I know that, but do we have the permission, like you have to pay for an IDU or whatever they call it to
You
actually?
would need an IDU and permits. So I have talked to Union Township about this a few times.
Okay, and they're okay with,
Oh yeah, they're all for it.
do we have any idea what the total cost would be, or?
So I have 2 proposals right now. I'm working on a third.
Okay,
We're sitting at 36,000.
yeah, it's a lot.
So this will take care of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
You
never
could pump
have
it out,
problems
you
again.
could pump it out twice a year for 18 years. I don't know.
It'll, you know, where it'll take 7 to 8 days. This was something to do in the summer.
I got you.
Not able to do this, so it's weird.
Wow, okay.
You wouldn't do anything now until,
No. I go over whatever I gotta do to help them get through the day. Either myself or Holter goes over.
okay.
Do you know how big the tank is?
I think there's 2 30 gallons. I'll double check.
It'd have to be 700 minimum, no?
No, they're not.
For house? Really?
Maybe it's 700 between both of them.
Okay.
I'll double check and get back to you.
So they go by how many bathrooms?
Yeah, it just seems really low.
The size of
I get it. Okay.
All right.
That
And
house
tapping
has been
into,
there
and
for
tapping
quite
into
some
that is,
time, so, you know, the codes have changed over the years,
Oh.
from the size of what you need septic for. So, you know, chances are when they added that second, or that bathroom down in the basement, they probably had a second septic, but, you know, nevertheless, it probably still doesn't meet codes by building standards.
and just out of curiosity for this, I mean, if we're talking 15 people, you know, part-time, would the cost of a septic system that's built for a house be able to handle it for less money? I don't know that. I mean, $36,000 sounds like a lot of money, but I understand you're tapping into the sewer, and I get all that, but
There would
just,
be another option to put 2 more tanks in there.
or
but
just replace those with tanks that should fit. You should be able to get 2, 3, 4 years out of
You
it,
could add
those tanks.
You
Okay.
still have to have them pumped then.
You still have to have them pump, but even at $1,000 a year, you know,
Having tanks is cheaper than going into the sewer, but
Is it really?
yeah. If you pump it,
you're not fixing the problem.
if you pump it twice a year for $1,000, you got 18 years worth of pumping out. So, I mean, I don't know. 18 years
But
is a
you
lot.
just said you're not fixing the problem though.
Right. I get it.
What's that cost? Or you don't have the number yet?
I mean,
Okay.
actually, you know what? 7,000.
Okay.
To
two-
add another tank.
To add 2 more tanks to 7 grand. Yeah.
Would that fix the issue, though? We're gonna come back and have the same issues where we're having to pump more frequently, or you
And they
have
still
to go
would be
down,
able
or
to
get
use
clogged, and they're
bathrooms.
draining slow?
It's still gonna, it's not meant for what they're doing. I mean, they're putting diapers and, I mean, it's
Wait,
not,
what?
Can't put diapers in there.
yeah, I mean, they're putting, it's just not meant for, it,
Well, none of that stuff
Can't.
should be going
There's
there.
nothing's going to take a diaper. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there that, you know, if
Even
we
if you
can
tap
put,
into the street, that's not gonna, you can't be doing that.
because a house septic system. I mean, yeah. Is there a sand mound there?
there's a cesspool.
A cesspool. Okay. Interesting.
Cesspool's in good shape.
Well, we should probably take a look at all our options and just see what they are. Yeah. When you get all your pricing.
One more plumber, so, you know, we monitor it all the time.
Yeah, I got you. So there's no action for us, you're just going to come back with a price then?
No, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update on, where we're at with this.
Any other miscellaneous topics?
Just to let everybody know that it's on the calendar right now. The extracurricular meeting that's supposed to start in 4 minutes was canceled.
Oh.
It's on the calendar. I don't know what to tell you.
I'd like to know when the last time we had one.
Bev really wants to bring up something.
2 months ago. But
We haven't, it's like 4.
Miscellaneous discussion.
Transportation, cameras are still being installed. I actually have a meeting Thursday with Bus Patrol again. And the game plan that I have is to have everything done by the end of this month.
All of them will be done by the end of the month, we said?
That's the
We've
goal.
already started,
That's what
right?
Yeah. And then we'll get all the principals trained on the software.
The ones that you have cameras in now,
Yeah, so
I mean, have anybody gotten a chance to take a look at them?
I have,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely, at the middle school. And
Yeah, you started with the middle school.
Yeah.
The ones that run through the middle school. Yeah, I would have.
No, you said that you can show this to parents, the footage.
Yes, so we can get the footage, and it's just like a YouTube video. You can share it, you can text it, you can email it.
Because before, wasn't the policy like parents couldn't watch videos?
We didn't have that capability. They would have.
But
had-
even there was bus cams, but I
Yeah, but we
was
didn't
told-
have the capability to send them a clip before. We didn't have that.
But can you send it with the permission?
I
All-
was under the impression that the parents weren't allowed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there some kind of confidentiality issues about it?
90
Other children in the video?
Other kids in there.
Rob?
I can answer that. So parents are allowed, if it's an educational record for their child, so if it's specific what they're not allowed to do, it doesn't mean they get to keep it or anything of that nature. If it's specific to their child and they're observing the behavior of their child, the principal and the FERPA can allow them access to that. It's not a generic all free-for-all.
Yeah, I was wondering if they come to the school with claims that their child is being bullied, can they ask to see?
If it's kept as part of the educational record, in other words, it's stored by us, the answer is yes, if we store it. If they come to us later, 3 weeks, it's been overwritten, it doesn't exist. The previous cameras also were pretty good. And we also bridge it that way. They just aren't very good. So it has to be, parents are allowed to see their child's educational record, which includes video from there.
The
I will
others-
make sure I have all the camera information for you guys for the next meeting.
And just the obvious questions, liability, other children being on the video. I mean, is there anything that the parents have to sign?
What you do is you cut it out. What you do is you cut it specific to that. And you can cut the video and you cut it specific
I got you.
to that.
That child. Okay, I got
That's a fair question.
Yeah.
Very careful with that.
Yeah. That,
How long do you keep those tapes? Is it like 3 months or?
With the new system, I didn't check.
Oh, I just-
They don't last 3 months. Trust me, it overwrites. There's a lot of tape.
They're typically a 30-day override.
Yeah. That.
Okay.
And that's a max.
Okay.
They're typically don't go beyond.
nice job.
Any other good news?
So we communicate, Jay,
Any other good news?
so you guys can see what it can actually say.
And I believe that concludes our facilities and
Thank you.
transportation meeting.